Hello, good morning. Yeah, how are you?
Hey, what's on my neck?
Oh, your neck, what's happening with it?
Mm, it was really tight, and then it started shooting pains down my shoulder. So yesterday I had to go see a doctor.
Oh, okay, what did they say?
He said it's muscular, so it's just the muscles. So they gave me a
Patrol
muscle.
Mentio, Castle.
Hey, let me add this one. He said it's a muscular thing, so it's just the muscles that have tightened up. So
Oh,
he
okay,
gave me like a painkiller and a muscle relaxant.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's helping because I couldn't
yeah.
really turn my head at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what happens, eh? Like I know what you're talking about because if you get the tense, it's so bad. It's so
Yeah.
rough. Yeah.
Mm.
I hope
And
you get
normally
better.
when it comes like that, when I use hot compressions and just the painkiller it goes away, but for 5 days it wasn't going, so I had to
Oh,
see.
wow.
So
Yeah, it takes long.
yeah.
I know what you mean because when I got up this morning, sometimes I sleep on my side and I started to feel a cricky, and I'm like, oh no, please don't
Yeah.
start. Not again. you know. Hello, everybody. We're going to
Hello.
having our own chat. Welcome to Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. We trust you've all
Yeah.
had a great week. It's still summer, thank God. But yeah, the summer has passed by. We had extremes of weather last week.
Yeah.
Was all sun, hot, hot. This week it's been all rain.
Oh
Today
yeah.
the sun is out and tomorrow it will be 27 again, but I'm not
Just
liking the heat so much anymore. I'm praying that when I go to Victoria, it won't be hot there. And then Nana goes, I like it. Oh, it should be 30. I said, no, I
oh, she
want
likes
it to
the
be
heat.
25. So, but I'm not the weatherman. I'm not,
No.
yeah. So let's see.
Mm.
Oh, hello, Leonard. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us. Welcome. So today, yeah, I'll leave you to chat while I go and share to groups. We've
Okay.
been doing a diaspora living for a few weeks now, how to support your child. And so we've done a few things on the home front, how you deal with your child, the school system, and it's been very extensive. But finally, we thought to ourselves, well, the parent who is supporting that child, how do they develop themselves? Any adults. So that's the conversation that we're going to have today. So I am going to share two groups. Hello, Sister
Hello,
Adjoa.
Adjoa.
Good morning. Welcome, welcome,
Good
welcome.
morning.
Always nice to have you.
Yes.
Thanks for all your support. So yeah, over to
Yeah.
you. I'll just go share.
Hi guys. It's been a while now since I've been here. Yeah, life happens, and yeah, I couldn't come on for 2 or 3 weeks. Too late. Yeah, two of the shows, the readings. However, I'm back, and oh, Pastor P.
No, I think it's
It's a
somebody else.
different person. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Hello, Facebook user.
Welcome. Good morning to you from
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Yes, so today we're going to talk about how the parents or the adults can develop themselves. We are the adults because it's not only parents, but as adults, you might not have kids, so all inclusive adults, how you can develop yourself when you travel here. Because we all have a reason for coming here, unless you just came for coming sake. We all have a reason because yeah, unless you were born here, uh, there is a reason, and we should not forget that, because I feel that sometimes we do forget it. And oh, thank you. Thank
She
you,
was
Ajwa.
AWOL.
Yeah. Um. So
Sorry, there's a bit of static.
from my end,
Yeah, I keep hearing it, but I'm not like it's
is
very.
it? Oh, hold on. Let me
Yeah.
take earpiece off. Can you still hear that? Sometimes. Can you hear me clearly without
I
the
can hear you, but it's still, well, just continue. It still
okay?
gets.
I'll just put the earpiece back so we're not getting a lot of noise from the background. Mhm. Yes. So we're going to talk about how to develop yourself, and I am thinking that there are two or three kinds or groups. There's the group that maybe never went to school. You still can develop yourself. There's the group that is semi-literate, and then there's the full-blown literates who, yeah, have gone maybe even up to tertiary or let's say even high school. I don't know. I don't know how it's graded, but yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I think we're going to discuss how you can develop yourself when you fall in any of these groups, because being an illiterate is not an excuse for not developing yourself, because we do use that excuse a lot,
Mhm.
that I've never been to school, so all I can do is the menial jobs and um go come, that's it, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, but there is,
Yeah, sorry to
yeah,
interrupt, but I was distracted because I was still sharing. I like the
yeah,
groups because I didn't take it that way. I didn't
yeah,
take it there. Can you go over the three groups again?
yeah. I was saying that we have the illiterates, those who have never been to school or maybe went
Mhm.
to grade two and something happened and they couldn't continue. So,
Mhm.
and then we have the semi literates.
Mhm.
They have been up to a certain level, maybe dropped out in grade six, or
Mhm.
in our country primary six, or
Yeah.
didn't go to high school. And then we have the full blown literates, maybe let's say tertiary level.
Mhm.
I don't know how it's actually grouped, but I'm
Yeah.
just
It's a
yeah
rough. It's
thinking,
a good. It's a good.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
because we I was forgetting to incorporate the dynamics that we're dealing with because basically we're talking to our community,
yes,
to anybody else. So
yeah,
it's a good point. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and I was saying that normally we use that excuse, especially for the illiterates. I can't do anything because I didn't go to
Mhm.
school. I can't speak English, but we're here to say that all these three groups can develop themselves.
Mhm.
And also, the problem with the illiterates too is that um, we feel that we're there and we're complacent with wherever we are, and we
Yes.
don't move forward. So every group has its own
You've heard
issues to deal with.
educated,
Mm, yeah,
educated illiterates. You are Wako school, but they are just standing where they are standing.
mm-hmm,
They don't move from that point. Yes.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's a very difficult situation because you see how you look at the adults in the community and how some of us are behaving.
Yeah,
Look at the cross section, especially on social media, and then
mm,
you ask yourself, so what is happening to the younger people?
yeah,
I mean, these are people who probably have kids and what have you, right? And so, how
mm-hmm.
are they handling? What are the children learning? What are they being taught? I'm just curious,
Yes,
So,
yes,
because if you are not developing yourself, it stands to reason that obviously your child too is not going to get anywhere in life because they don't have anybody to model after.
yes,
Yes. So yeah, okay, keep going. I'll
yeah. That's a good point, and it does affect the way that the children or the new generation will think too, because
yeah.
um,
Yeah, please hold on. Let me ask a question. Sister
okay.
Jo, are you hearing us? Because I kind of the static is still there, kind of.
Mm,
Sister Jo, are you guys hearing us very clearly? Can somebody say yes or no? Like, is the static a problem? Because it's given a lot of feedback. Okay, you continue. Somebody will say something soon.
okay. Yeah.
She said yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
she can hear us. That's good.
She can hear. You can hear the static, or you can hear us good.
Hmm. Yeah.
because I hear it like me chitre.
Oh, I can't hear that one at all. That's why I thought it was coming from here.
Mm,
Because I couldn't hear it. But
that's
yeah.
weird.
Um. Where were we? Yes, and as Auntie said, the self development, even if not for
Oh,
yourself.
she says she hears us both good. Okay,
Oh,
thank you,
okay.
sis.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for the children, because it does affect them,
Mm-hmm.
because your way of thinking is how you're going to bring up
Mm-hmm.
your child. And unconsciously, you might not be orally saying things, but it's what they see. We always say here that children learn from what they see, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily what you tell them, because you might be doing
Exactly.
something different.
Mm-hmm.
And as they keep seeing it, then they might, it's only in the exceptional cases that you might find a child really different from the whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but generally, it's what they see. They see you're not growing, you're not putting, because our way of life tells um, everybody around us what is on your priority list or what is
Mm-hmm.
topmost on your priority list.
Mm-hmm.
So your way of life will tell the child what is important in life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know where to go
I
anymore.
hear you because the thing about it is like when you were even mentioning talking about the illiteracy, you're talking about those so I can't speak English.
Yeah.
The sad fact of the matter is that say if you are back home, everything is costly
Hmm.
and people, sikasem and all that, the people can afford things. But
Yeah.
here in the diaspora, there's so many free services, especially even if you've gone to a social agency, say you are a new person and you've gone for some assistance. Let's take Catholic Social Services, for example, or whatever, whichever agency, right? And you tell them that, oh, you have a language barrier. They are quick to assess and put you in some form of English as a second language thing.
Mm.
Even without that, these days, there's your phone. Everything is on your phone. We all have
Yes.
phones. Yeah, we'll go for the latest ones too. you know? But what is important is to get an app that, some English words and say them or speak them. I've made this comment many a time too that a lot of us have young kids. So you take them to the library card is free.
Yeah.
So, you get books for them. You come home, you read to them. Well, even knowing your typical Ghanaian, they'll be too shy, too embarrassed, or too, no, it's not even shy or embarrassed, it's pride to
Mm.
even read to their child because they feel that, or your penny, they don't want their child to see them at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Read it secretly when they are not around. You got them the books. The books are, where their library books are kept in the house. When they are not around, you can read them.
Yeah.
You watch programs, even these kids programs, cartoons, they are basic English. You listen, it's telling you sentence construction, what have you. Look, where there's a will, there's a way. Or say, am
Yeah.
I saying
It's
the right
right.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're really serious about getting to a point, you'll find you do whatever it takes to get there. Maybe let me put it this way bluntly that sometimes I think maybe we're just not serious, or
Mm.
our way of thinking, the mindset does not. You came the only reason why you came to Abrochre should not be to come and make money and go back home and show how wealthy or how rich you've
Mm.
accomplished.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you? This conversation is important because you have kids and your kids should be your priority. They are the next generation. And
Yes.
I think to have that attitude that they don't matter, it's all about you and your priorities is a very selfish attitude because you're setting them up for frustration, failure, and unfulfillment in the future. And they are going to blame you. Why
Yeah.
didn't you do this? Why didn't you show me the way? Right?
Yeah.
And these kids too, they are smart. Sometimes the things you refuse to teach them, they learn outside.
Mm-hmm.
or they discover it themselves, because
Yeah.
I'm sure not all parents of children who are not so concerned about developing them or pushing them for their future are sitting around watching their parents. They will say, well, no matter what, I see my parents doing this, but I want better, and they push and
Mm-hmm.
find other means. There's those ones too, and we
Yeah.
must commend them because they push. Yes. So basically, yeah, how do you start to develop yourself?
First and foremost, I think you should have a goal, because you can't just start from nowhere. There should be there should be a goal that you have set for yourself. Like, um, maybe you want to feel confident at the work side, or overall,
Mhm.
because the English speaking thing, it's not just because we want to speak the English. It's because that is the language here. And
Thank you.
if you want to succeed in anything, you need to learn the language, because we
Yes.
see them come to Ghana and they do learn the language. And
Yes.
sometimes they have even more vocabulary than we do, because they learn it.
Deep.
Yes. And it's because they want to feel comfortable to be able to navigate the system, and be confident wherever you go. Because if you can't really speak the English, and let's say you go into a gathering, that's when you're shying away, and because you can't really communicate with anybody, or you shy
Yeah.
away from really. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll pop in and tell you a funny story. Or I shouldn't
Mm.
say funny, but to me, I'm like, wow, this young boy, he's 15 years old, and I think at the Commonwealth Games in Britain,
Yeah.
he did something about, is it unicycle? He
Mm-hmm.
won some medals for Ghana. And when
Oh,
I was reading patches of the story, they live in Nalerigu in the northern region,
North.
upper somewhere. And the father said that they've lived there since he was one. So as you're talking about language, I'm saying as soon as I heard that, I read that, I thought to myself, this Obroni boy is probably speaking with a Ghanaian accent
Oh
now.
yeah, for
And
sure.
he's probably learnt the language.
Mm-hmm. As
You get
well.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
sometimes I say this is something, you know how you go off in your head laughing at comical things. You're
Mm-hmm.
walking around the mall or downtown somewhere. Now, Bronina, then you say, oh, like if you open your mouth and say something right now, you'll be surprised they'll respond to you. The world
Yeah.
has gotten smaller. People
Oh
have traveled
yes.
and they go and they learn your language. So you can't just get off. You know how we just like to insult even
So.
our own people. Or be cry, I
Mm-hmm.
want how you see them somewhere, you are insulting them. They'll
Yeah.
respond, you know.
It's true. It's
I
true.
told you this story. Nana was in. We were at somebody's house, a family member's house, and one guy was talking and saying something, and Nana started laughing. They thought she didn't understand. She did. This was 6 years ago or something. You know, we make assumptions, right?
Yes,
Anyway,
we do. We do. Yeah, it reminds me of a story too, because it is funny when you hear like Obronia and they are speaking English. My sister used to teach at the Swiss German school.
hmm
So I went there to visit her one day, and I heard someone speaking like English like we do. I
hmm
turned around and it was Obroni, but because and I was so shocked, and it was funny and shocking.
because they've lived.
And
It's the accent, right?
it
Yeah.
is, yeah. And
Because I have nieces and nephews who speak with an English accent. My kids speak with Canadian. So it's
right,
what it is. It's like
yeah,
even for me when I hear right now I'm here, but if I hear Ghanaian talking, I know I can
yeah,
tell. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I just say, okay.
yeah,
You can tell. Hmm
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's, well, if nothing at all, it's the first thing, because when you hear how they pronounce
Good
some
morning,
words.
Sister Belinda. Welcome,
Good
welcome. Thanks
morning.
for joining us.
Before I really got or really lived in the diaspora, I thought that, well, they were being too, I don't know, too particular about things, because when you talk they can't hear you, and I felt like they were just overdoing it.
Mm-hmm.
But as I lived and I heard like how they pronounce some words and
Mm-hmm.
how the kids are taught, then I saw that it wasn't. And I can give an example like ginger.
Mm-hmm.
They say ginger. If you say ginger, it's like a different word, you know. you
Ninja.
know yeah, so they'll say what, because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you feel you said it
The right
the
way.
right way, and they should, and you might even get annoyed. I mean, in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
it was really annoying. So
Mm-hmm.
when someone is trying to speak with that accent and the person is Ghanaian, we should not insult the person,
Mm-hmm.
because it is so they can be understood where they live. It's not like oh,
Mm-hmm.
person will kasate some. You know,
Yes.
we keep ridiculing people because
Yes.
they want to speak with that accent. I am looking for an accent reduction thing to do, because
Mm-hmm.
you want to go into the corporate world and stuff like that. I don't want to always be repeating myself, or they'll keep asking
Yeah.
me like what.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's this new come up thing from Achieve. They have a whole lot of resources that I was reading yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and
Achieve.
yeah, it's called
ACHIV.
Achieve New NICU, right? Something like that. I'll send you the link.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
even before I forget, because I had to write it down, I'm like, what was I trying to say to you? You know what you just said? People think that you just want to do their brofosem, but
Yeah,
what I notice is that if you don't express yourself well, you get bullied in the system. When I say
yeah,
bully in quotes, in the sense that you don't know your way around, you don't know how to speak.
yeah,
So people overlook you and they treat you like you go to ask for a simple service and you get the run around, and it's so difficult, it becomes
yeah,
so embarrassing that you give up, you won't go there again. So just
right,
learning to speak, to enunciate your words,
yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
helpful. It's not about you live here now. So sometimes that mentality, look, when I came, it was a struggle for me because I was always thinking, oh, if I was home, back home, this, if I was this, that, that kind of Ghanaian way of
Yeah,
thinking. It got to
yeah.
a point I had to tell myself, you are here and you are fixed here. Forget
Mm-hmm.
there. Not forget it, and like, you are not over there now, you are here. So make
Yeah,
it work, you know?
yeah.
And it's the means of communication, because if you are not um if you don't know, I've said before that I've gone to a parent teacher meeting and I saw this lady and she was just being bullied because of the language she's talking, but people are looking weird and being funny. And so an opportunity came, and then I also spoke, and they are looking, I said, yeah. I started laughing in my head. I said, I did it for her. Just
Yes.
because you don't know the English language or something doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're stupid. A
Yeah.
language bar, but that's how they treat you.
Right.
But
Right.
and as to a lot of us, I have to say this, a lot of us too, we have all kinds of, we are the walking wounded trauma and this and that. Confidence is not our forte.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a language barrier and you go and you get one or two of these treatments, you give up.
Yeah.
So even if
Yeah.
there's something that you are supposed to follow up for your child, oh, maybe a Koikra, they'll say this, they'll say that, and then you
Mm,
keep putting it off. The child will say, Mom, have you called? Have you called the school? Oh, blah, blah, because you feel you won't be understood.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
problem. The language, and even, yeah, we are talking about English.
Yes. Mm.
When I was doing the research about how adults should develop themselves, it says, "Oh, learn a new language." I started laughing because I said, "Learn what new language?"
Mm,
We have our local language that we were raised with, and then English
mm.
is the, form,
Official
whatever you
kind
call
of
official.
language.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're coming from this environment and maybe the English no Quran is not that a year, and you are in a country like Norway, Denmark, Holland, Spain, Italy, and Germany, you have to learn a language. Really? It's a struggle. But what I'm saying is that if you are forward thinking, you say, for the sake of my child, I will
Yes.
do this so that I can navigate. The reason why we're talking about language is that it is a tool for navigating the system. And if you
Yes.
can't speak the language, you're not going anywhere, you'll be
Yeah.
lost. Let me read Adra's comment before we go on. She says, the only time humanity should stop learning is when they have expired.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
Development does not happen overnight, but requires perseverance, commitment, knowledge, having realistic goals,
Yeah.
adapting to change, using resources to invest in your children. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it's almost like I'm saying you've summarized what we're trying to talk about
Yeah.
today. It's like,
Yeah.
come on. Yes, very true. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, let's continue. So
Mm.
we're talking about the language. It's
Yeah.
very easy. There's apps even on your phones, you know. You know how
Yes.
I usually talk about French. I want to go back to my French. There's an app. You can Google something, but I'm busy, so I'm not doing it. So where
Mm-hmm.
there's a way,
The
a
well,
will,
this.
there's a way. You need
Yeah.
to just do it. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Oh, she says, God bless your spirit. Says powerful message and very deep. Thank you. We thank you. It's
Mm.
like, um, you have to. You have like, yeah, if you're walking around and you as a person, even
Yeah.
you are lost and you have kids, can you imagine what is the future for them?
For them.
This
Yeah.
is where we are coming from. Like you said, oh, Norwegian or Cabrofon or yes, like they do those kinds of things.
Different.
Let's stop those childish things. You know
Yeah.
what? It's full of it's pettiness. It all comes from in here. What is in your heart? Let's
Mm-hmm.
stop that. Obibeka, excuse my friend. Let's stop that nonsense. It's childish. We are
Yeah.
talking of real life, the future of a younger generation. What are you
Mm.
doing for them? You brought them. They didn't ask to be born here.
Mm-hmm.
Or they didn't ask you to, if you brought them from Ghana, they didn't ask you to be brought here. It's just by reason of them being your child, you were coming here and they had to come. What
Right.
do you have for them? Look around you in this environment and let's make do the qualifiers. We are not saying that Abrofunyina or whoever lives in is naturally from the diaspora is successful or
No.
is living the greatest life. That's not where we are coming from, but most are. We're coming from the point of view that you left your country for a reason.
For a reason.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is a developing country to come to a place full of benefits and advantages. And how are you taking advantage of the system to better yourself for the sake of your kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're talking about language. So language is key. You have to learn the language. You have to maneuver. Even the basic as we say in tree, for those who don't understand tree, pardon me. Kakra ode betwa wo ho de, you need to, the little that you can maneuver, A plus, A where he, B where he type thing, you should be able to. You
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the other thing too is that, like, that is very important here is mindset, reading. I talked about reading your
Hmm.
kids book. Adults, you have to read. You have to read. I mean, like, we say, oh, who cares? I don't have time. I've gone to work. I've come home. I'm tired. I'm coming to eat my fufu and go to sleep. We'll say read. Maybe you take the train to work, right?
The audiobooks.
Yes. And I was opening my phone to tell you all the
Oh.
audiobooks that I have, even though I don't listen to them every time, but they are there and I will. You see, okay, this one here, I really like it. So I think somebody gave it to us. I don't know if it was in my book coaching or something, but I never really went and listened. Not
Mm.
listen, it was reading it. I had to download it. Mindset by Carol S. Dweck. It's very good. And then the millionaire next door, Sister Aso. I think I was on Monday's program when they brought that up. And
Mm.
I have a summary of how to win friends and influence people and who moved my cheese. And the subtle art of not giving a fuck. I can't say that word. And then the one thing. Yeah, I was telling you about the one thing. It's been a while since I listened to it by Gary Keller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a few in here. So it's up to you really, like for me, and there's something that I got. I haven't started it yet. Self-Discipline by John Winters. You
Mm.
know, and I have credits. So well, I've bought her, so now I only have 3 credits left. So I have to find your courage, right? Some of these things here, yeah. You've got this Margie Worrell, and Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown. I haven't even started that one. Like I have a few, it's just It's there. And I got this book recently. Oh goodness. Actually, I can find it. I didn't bring it downstairs, so I was thinking to myself, how am I going to um don't I can't even remember the title, no, but here it is because I sent it to Pastor P. It says,
Mhm.
Dare to be yourself. How to quit being an extra in other people's movies and become the star of your own by Alan Cohen,
Interesting.
Cohen. And he's the best-selling author of The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore. You know what? This book, oh my gosh, it's like I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah. Dare to be yourself, Alan.
I'm only on page 11 or whatever, but the nuggets that whoa, he says like we he used the analogy of Superman, like Superman coming
Mm-hmm.
to Earth, and Superman was given these skills or whatever, and he knew what he was coming here to do. But you come, and then your parents, the society, people, they shut you up, and then you
Yeah.
are lost. You think that you hide yourself so you don't love deeply, but um, just the things that he says, even something about, disillusionment, we think it's a bad thing, but it
Mm-hmm.
is a good thing because when you've been disillusioned, it takes away that, how did he explain it? Oh, I'm disillusioned about, love. Oh, this boy disappointed me, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, maybe he's a JRCK, so he's out of the way. You are now open to receive the good, right?
Yes.
He
Right.
talks deep things, like, thing like it's the truth, the way oh my gosh, he's so descriptive, the way the words, and I'm like, I don't care how long it will take me to
I've
read
written
this
it
book.
down. I
Yeah,
have those
I'm just
too.
underlining and underlining. Like if you read, when you see the title, you laugh and think, "Oh, get out of this and become your own star." But it is deep. And he
Mm.
told the story of the golden Buddha in the olden time, somewhere in the middle far east.
Yeah.
Some people were coming to terrorize the village, and then they had this golden statue of a Buddha staying there. So they go, "Oh, we need to not, if we leave it there like that, they'll come and destroy it." So they worked hard and they covered it with stone. So when the people came, they didn't know that anything was there.
The- yeah.
They just see some stone thing standing there. All the people who were involved in that, they died and went away. A new
Mm-hmm.
generation came. It took somebody who went, I forget what the person was doing. Then he chipped something and he realized, oh, there's gold here. So they kept removing it, peeling it up, and then they discovered
The
that,
heat.
oh, it was a gold, the golden builder. I said, you are the golden builder. All the stuff that you've covered yourself up with, you have to peel it off and be you, the
Yeah.
real you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now, people can't handle it when you are the real you. They think, oh, they are too much. What have
Mm-hmm.
you, what are you hiding? Right. So these are some of the things, it all adds up here. For me, if I hadn't read, I'm like, oh, wow, it's speaking to me. This is true. Right.
Yes.
You,
Very, very true.
yeah, because when you work on yourself and you're speaking the truth to people, they don't like it. They go, oh, but why are you being like this? Oh, you are difficult. Oh, you are that. You are not difficult. It's you who's hiding. You haven't done your work, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So it's like exposure. Reading is exposure. All that I'm telling you, oh, wow, it's
Yeah.
you thought of it in basic terms. It's stuff that you kind of have an idea of, but he has taken the time to write it very well for you, and you go, oh. So for me, I like books that speak to you and go, wow, this
Right.
is deep. Let me, you know. But we don't like this myth we have, or if you want to hide something from the black man, put it in a book. We need to like get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you look, people read. I marvel because me, I used to say, I can't read, but now I force myself. I'll take a book I'm reading, do 1 page, 2 pages. I say, oh, okay, good, I've learned something. I
Right.
was reading Mr. Ferdinand Lawson's book about change makers. So, and the part that I'm at, it's always the end, the same sincerity. Things we take for granted, but when you are sincere and honest, like, do you want to be following? Do you want, if you are known as a liar, do you think people will trust you or people will believe in you?
No.
But you are here, but you're also trying to lead people. People are drawn to people who are sincere. So
Yes.
if you have integrity and all that, it works for you. Those are values that in our community we've neglected. All we do, the lies, the lies, the lies. So if
Hmm.
we're reading, we will see some of these things and it will go, oh, wait a minute. I haven't been so on, oh, I did this to that person. Maybe I need to change over it, a new leaf. Oh, can I go apologize to that person? But we just keep going, just like that. It's Saturday today. Guess where all the action is? Nobody's going to let me go to the library and find a book to read, right?
No, 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 no.
But it expands your mind because it's unbelievable some of the comments.
That book, yeah.
Yes. So
Alan Cohen. Mm.
yeah. He has other books. I think he's a good writer, but I mean, I have to get through this before I can go and get any more of his books.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, really, your mindset, what is blocking you from making progress in life, you have to find out and you have to deal with it. And what we are saying here, we can talk and talk, but if a person doesn't want to change, they won't. It,
Yeah.
it starts with you or from you. You have to have that desire to change. There are people who felt they didn't know anything, but they've come the way they got insulted and abused at home. You don't know anything. You won't amount to anything. The teacher said they are this, they are that. Look, I went to school. Even people that I went to university with that I knew maybe they were doing arts or doing this. Today, some of them are nurse practitioners,
Mm.
judges, lawyers. They branched away. So it's not always what you start with that you will end with.
Mm-hmm.
The world has become a very small place now. Like everything is at your fingertips. Like I don't know how we can afford to live in ignorance right now in this
Mm-hmm.
time. Everything is on your phone.
Yeah.
Google,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Yeah. Anything you've talked about goals, mindset, reading.
Yeah. I think we've been in 36 minutes. If you want to go for a commercial, I'll come back.
Oh, okay. Okay, you go.
Oh, it's my yeah. Well, I have a YouTube channel and it's my name, Yaa'S Russell, and I do talk about natural health and beauty stuff. I have recipes, good ones and decadent ones as well.
Now she tells us, good.
So yeah, and then my social media handle for um, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok is all Russell Hints.
Let's keep
So yeah,
sharing it.
check me out over there.
So please go and find Yaa'S Russell on YouTube and support her.
Yeah.
We're here. She's been with me so many months, so many years, 2.5 years almost. Is it three?
Wow.
Doing all these programs. So, be of support. Go and follow her.
Thank you. Okay.
No worries. So let's start. On Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Ajodo Page does Abrabomu Nsem. Yesterday she was talking about belittlement, people belittling people. And I
Mm.
remember I read a comment. Oh, hello, Miss Sage. I saw you. I saw that you were in. Welcome, welcome. I was talking about you. I saw Miss Sage wrote a comment about people belittle other people just to make them feel good. It
Yeah.
was a very interesting program, but I was in a meeting. I was in a program, so I was distracted, but I was still listening in, and the nuggets that were shared were quite powerful as well today, which is Saturday, and I'm curious and excited to know what is on today. Ajo Odomenson's page does marriage teachings with Reverend Samuel Okoso. Oh my God, he is the chilling pastor, as Sister Aisha calls him. He's very knowledgeable, like knows the word of God and full of wisdom. Those are the Osophos that I love. Mhm. They tell you the truth They teach the truth, wisdom, and everything in between. And that, the Friday program is at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Mountain Standard for myself. And
Yeah.
today's program is 3 p.m. Eastern, and it's 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is my time. As well, on Sundays, the beautiful, intelligent, and sassy Pastor Patience Edwards has a free Dreamers and Visionary coaching program. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, my time. There's a lot that I have learned from this coaching program. And, you know, sometimes some of the stuff that I was talking about from Dr. Mr. Cohen's book, some of us we're just walking around in life. Maybe we're even lost. We don't know who you are. Do you know how important your soul is? I had to do coaching. Yes. And we're not prepared to pay. I always say we don't want to invest in ourselves. So going to pay for coaching, they are then baby hami and coach. You need to declutter. That's all that I'll say. So, join this program. It's just powerful. That's all that I can say about it. And also, some of our other sisters have other programs. Sister Awoda's lunchtime talks. Yesterday, she had Sister Rikla on talking about mental health. It was an eye-opening. I didn't want to, Sister Ajua, you're on, right? I didn't want to write a comment. I was listening. I was starting to write a comment and I stopped. I go, oh, I must be an empath, because when she was describing her story in the beginning, the way that I was feeling, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just, and then I had to calm myself down and say, okay, settle yourself down. But it is powerful, We don't recognize and acknowledge things to do with mental issues. We just write it off track. But I always make this joke, even at work, I used to say, everybody needs to go for an assessment every year. All of us. Or you need to periodically check in with yourself or have people check in with you. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Simple question. Are you okay? How are you doing? Right? But we are not an open people. We are not very open because of things that we've suffered, because people talk, take your business all over the place. Yes. And then we have Sister Sika Antonio who does programs. There's what do you call it? Mandy, there's Amma Manson, like Pastor Patience. Pastor Patience does some very powerful teachings on her Facebook live. So please do join these ladies. And Sister Aisha. Sister Aisha, I was going to say, as others have said, Sister Aisha, you don't see her doing a program, but every platform you go, she's there. And the support that she gives to people, it's invaluable. I can't say enough about her. If you're in Britain, check her out. Avon Products and Juice Plus. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Miss Sage. Miss Sage, she knows what's coming. Okay, contact Miss Sage. If you are somebody who is on Ajua Adults program, you see Ajua does a very beautiful advertisement of the products, the clothing line that she gets from Miss Sage. So you know what? Contact Miss Sage. If you're in Canada, you have to wait yet. We haven't heard anything recently, so yeah, we'll still wait. Yes. Okay, and then I'll go to one more thing, and then we can do another commercial later. So my book, Own It, is out on Amazon. I always forget to come and throw the link in here. I've ordered my author's copy, so I'm hoping they said 11th or 12th it should be in. So I'm just waiting. I can't wait. So it's just, where is it? It's a guide to taking responsibility and accountability for your own life journey. And that's the topic that we're talking about here as a parent or as an adult. Are you taking responsibility for your own life journey by striving to become a better person? What steps are you taking? We think it is not important, but you can't afford to transplant yourself from one environment into another, especially where that environment you have come to is the land of Canaan, full of resources, left, right, center. You only have to avail yourself of it. This is the land of Canaan, and you are busy working yourself to death to go build mansions back home. Why don't you build your Canaan here for the sake of your kids? So those are some of the things we're talking about. Get your copy on Amazon. I'll do the next round next time. So let's carry on. Oh, hello. I'm Asabia. How are you? I know the name because I saw you commented on one of my posts yesterday. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Oh, thank you for the promo and much love. Today's topic with the software is gossiping. Oh dear.
Hey.
We'll come and throw bombs. Okay, yeah, let's carry on. If you are just joining us, welcome to the program. We've been dealing with diaspora living the last few weeks and how parents can support their kids to be better in the environment. You know, the main topic was what legacy are you building as a parent? So we've dealt with communication on the home front, how you deal with your kids at home, how you support them spiritually, physically, everything. Family time, academics, navigating the school system. Last week, we talked about cultural reprogramming male and female children, especially from our communities back home where the man is a tin god and the woman has to do everything. I was just watching a clip before we came on and I was laughing. I don't know if I sent it to Ajo or not, or I thought I did. So this person, it was in my uni group platform. This man took his girlfriend home and they are laughing and having fun and all that. Then I don't know where the man is, but then the mother-in-law is sweeping and she's doing these passive-aggressive behaviors. The lady is on her phone, chatting. And finally, the woman blasted, "Can't you see that I'm sweeping?" And, it became a fight. So the woman kicked, she's not wife material. So the mother kicked her out. And so the guy, instead of, like follow the wife and the girlfriend, and it became an argument. And he said, "This is your time to prove to your mother that my mother that your wife material. And so couldn't you have got the broom and swept?" And she said, "Don't you know that in my culture it is rude to be sweeping around people who are visiting? Besides, the place is not dirty and it should have been cleaned before. It should have been
visitor
cleaned before."
arrives. Yeah.
And she says, "Who said that?" We said, "Oh, I didn't know I was signing up for a maid service, so my criteria for being your wife is cleaning, cooking, this and that." She narrated something. She goes, "Oh, forget it, blah, blah, blah." And
She's
she walked
lucky she
away.
found out quickly.
She walked off. That was too hilarious. So yes, so that's what some of the stuff that we're talking about in today's topic. It's supporting your child in the diaspora, how to develop yourself as a parent or any adult, even if you are not a parent and you are in the diaspora, because maybe down the line you will become a parent.
Yeah.
You need to become knowledgeable about the environment in which you live. Don't we transport ourselves and then we come into these places and we're in our own core groups, enclaves. We don't interact with anybody. Ubusobi said, "Do you have Obronia down for?" They'll say no. The mindset is from home, church, and back, or homework. That's all. But expand your circle, join a group, do something. Join a group doesn't mean go and join Ghana, make some cool where you have to buy expensive this and expensive that. No.
Oh yeah.
Hi, thank you, message. So, yeah, let's carry on.
Yeah.
How to develop yourself as a parent.
Yeah. The mindset one, it's a broad one, but something that really strikes me and pulls us back as a people is the fact that we instill in our kids that because of racism you can't rise. Nobody says it's not there. It's really there, but I feel like in telling them about it, we should rather tell them that is a challenge you can face, and then but you can rise above it. We shouldn't just leave it there like, so because of that you are never going to rise. There are people who say that, oh, this promotion I won't get it because I'm this color.
No, no,
Come on.
no.
Yeah, because I have a friend who is now a director of an agency, and she wasn't born here.
Yep.
She came like we all did. and now
Yeah.
she is a director.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Carry on, please. Sorry.
yeah, we all have the potential, and
Mm-hmm.
if we would stop, I mean, what I see in the workplaces is that because of our, I don't know, backbiting attitude and stuff, we feel that that would help us to rise if they like me. No,
Nope.
there was a time I went for an interview and she asked that if I have a problem with somebody, is that going to make me quit my job? And I said, no, I come here to work. If you talk to me and be polite, I will talk to you back.
Mm-hmm.
If you won't talk to me, I don't care. I didn't come to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
However, if that is going to affect the job, then
Mm-hmm.
I would rectify it. But if not, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I did get the job, so I guess that was a good answer for her.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
go to work, so let's put it in our brains that I'm going to work, and the work is what should promote me. The work is what should tell people about me, not going to be liked by people and be laughing at every stupid joke just
Yeah.
because you want to be
I
liked.
know. Yeah. Yeah. You know something? I'm glad you went where you did because I'll tell you this. I've worked in Canada Place for years and years. When I first started,
Yeah.
there was only a handful of it before, even in my department.
Mm,
Now, before COVID, when before COVID started, the 2 years before COVID started, or even in the last 5 years before COVID,
yeah.
you see a lot of young people, black people, are
Yeah.
walking around. And you know what I tell myself proudly? They didn't come here because of some quota. It's their
Mm-hmm.
qualification.
Yes.
We say that be before you this and that, about before are this and that. But when you do well and you have the qualifications, they'll give you the job.
You will get it. Yes.
You will get the job. So there's a lot of them, and some of them are in high positions. It
Yeah.
does not matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And then too, I remember like what you just said. If you are good at something, they know. Years and years ago, I remember my manager was away and I had written something. And I think he had said that I should pass it, but I forget. But I was telling the admin officer that, oh, I've written this, but so and so is not around to look at it. And she took a look at it. She goes, oh, yeah, it's okay. You know, and you know what she said? She said she wishes that some of the other officers would write like that, like I do. Who
Mm-hmm.
am I? Look at me, right? And so
Yeah.
you're going to make this a problem for you and not rise.
No.
You
No.
know, when you say some of these things, and I'll go there. Oh, naughty, no profit. Let's face facts. Let's speak the truth. Take off
Yes.
that mantle of inferiority that you are wearing. Take it off. You know, like
Yeah.
stop it. Like
Yeah.
you can do anything. You can do anything.
Yes.
And feeding like your sense of your low self-esteem and lack of self-confidence. You don't push it on your child. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'll use Ajo as an example, and the haters can do whatever. You'll be Bini or graduate, they said with distinction. She's got
Mm-hmm.
a brain in her head. Abrofunkwa netumnya with distinction.
Oh.
No, we need to stop giving that messaging. They can do everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Hello, Sister Aso. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Let me read Ajua's thing. Most firstborns become a mother figure to their younger
How?
siblings in many family homes. So the question is, how does a child embed into their younger siblings when the parents are busy working overtime, neglecting their children's academic development, safety, while other parents are chasing Tonga with the lame excuses that supposedly in our men DNA? Ajua, you don't want to get me started with DNA. Yesterday I saw a clip and I think it was a post, so I didn't know where to find it to send to you. Some old soldier or policeman saying, oh, when we go on posting, the men, even the commander, all of us, oh, yeah, we're girlfriends. Everybody does it into a memory. And I'm thinking, are you okay? So, so yes, this situation here, there are people we know that they couldn't do anything because they are looking after their younger siblings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
It's not
it's
fair.
yeah, it's not fair really. You can make arrangements like the person doesn't get to go out and have do fun things with their friends because they are looking after their kids. Are you giving them some kind of allowance for sometimes, or are they allowed to go out and have fun like everybody else?
Yeah.
It's a problem. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that I'm glad you brought that. We should stop that. If you build
Yeah.
confidence, yeah. I mean, they get called names, Oreo cookie,
Oh
because
yeah.
have an assumption in their head about how you, the black child, black
Should
girl, or
behave.
black whatever
Mm-hmm.
should be, and so you don't have to fit into those stereotypes. You do well, you do your best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes at a price. You may not have a lot of friends, but at the end of the day, you have your job, you're making your own money. That's what's important.
Achieve your goal. That's why you
Yes,
need to set goals.
yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, the lack of confidence, the inferiority complex, please, please. I think even that's the first thing that you as a parent need to work on before you start to impart or impact your child, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise you'll be giving them the same, oh, don't do this, oh, don't do that. Every time there's limitations, limitations. Hey, you know what? Sometimes they need to also make their own mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so long as it's not serious, whatever, they need to try and
Fatal
find it.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the way you think or the way you were raised, they are different, and you have to factor that in. You want
Mm-hmm.
to press in, you want to push, but it's sometimes they won't even listen to you
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
have their own minds, and we don't recognize that. Yeah. So
What,
yeah,
what
let's go on.
yeah, what we can do is advise, but
Yeah,
I
you can
can listen
advise.
to you and not do whatever you say.
Hmm.
And yeah, yes, that's true.
I got some very interesting. Oh yes, developing yourself as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading this point because it's funny. It says get a mentor. Because they'll help you set goals and hold you accountable. Sometimes you need to get a coach. That's why I was saying, are we prepared to invest in
To see.
ourselves? Oh, what? What are you talking about? Like we look down on everything. We are so stuck because whatever we knew since we were brought up and what we went to school, it's all that is in our minds. And life has changed.
Yeah.
Things are going so fast. Look at technology. We
Yeah.
don't know the half of what is going on now.
Oh
And
yeah.
as somebody says, I think it's Pastor P that I hear, if you don't get up to speed, you become irrelevant. You'll
Oh,
be
that's
lost.
true.
You'll be
Whatever we saw in the movies those times is coming to pass, because
yes.
now there are some countries that you don't even need to go through immigration. You walk through and it has scanned your eyes or whatever. They have your information. You don't have to talk to a customs officer. Seriously,
Which countries are those?
Japan. Japan
Wow.
is doing it. Yeah.
Wow.
So you don't need to, especially when you go often, they already have you.
Hmm.
So they'll just tell you, just walk through that lane. You walk through and you're gone.
Phew.
So things are getting
George says we have too many of a man child in our society and communities for any development to happen to refuse to grow for your fan to Timmy. It's
yeah,
terrible. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So mentor, and then to like I talked about doing your inner
Oh,
work.
the mentor, let me add
Okay.
to that. The website that I told you about,
Mm-hmm.
they actually provide like free mentorship depending on whatever career path you want to
Oh
go.
wow.
Somebody
Mm-hmm.
you can talk to
Mm-hmm.
would show you the ropes or
Mm-hmm.
here, because it's different. And they also have this bridge courses that you can do. Let's say you're a
Mm-hmm.
banker back home, you can do
Oh,
maybe
okay.
one or two just to get
Mm-hmm.
into the system.
Oh,
Think
cool.
so. There are a whole lot of resources out there.
Oh, please send it to me. Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ama Sabia is asking which website is that,
Oh,
please.
yeah. It's Canadian, and you have to prove that you're here, though.
Oh, okay. Are you in
Is Amma
Canada?
here or in the States? But there are like groups on, you can also research groups on Facebook. There are groups
Mhm.
for like professionals too
Yes.
that
Yes.
you can get into easily, and
Oh,
you
she says
can
she's in the
speak to.
UK.
Oh, yeah. But
Maybe
check out the
you can
Facebook
search.
groups too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are
Maybe
a
you
lot
can
of
search too. Yeah, there could be
hmm,
stuff in UK, similar things
yeah,
in UK that you
yeah,
can access.
yeah. Because this
Because
one is
even
sponsored by the immigration.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but they
okay,
are a different agency sponsored by them. That
okay.
yeah,
Because yeah, it's you know what? There's a lot out there. You just have to know where to look, right?
yeah, yeah.
And I was going to say that you as a person too, you have to do your inner work. When I say inner work,
That's
actually,
first, actually.
actually, it's funny. I've done a video on it. I think it will come out next week while I'm gone. And
Okay.
it's mainly to do with women. I'll explain it here. Mainly to do with women and the behaviors that we put to, we see another human being, another woman, she's looking nice or whatever, and we are not happy in here. We are not very developed in here. So, and we start doing, somebody did that to me in the mall, you
Mhm.
know, and I'm like, okay, do you know me? What is that all about? There's
Yeah,
funny behaviors that we put up, and when you see women do that, you know that they are insecure, they are not confident, they feel
mm,
intimidated or threatened by you. If you
yeah,
don't know who you are and you see these behaviors, you think you are the problem. It is not you.
yeah,
So inner work, because your inner, it affects your decision making, your spiritual wellness, and your self awareness is to do with that.
yeah,
If I see yeah right now, oh yeah, you're looking good. Well, I saw your lip gloss. Oh yeah, your lip gloss. Oh, it looks
yeah.
nice. You should be able to talk and say, hey, but no, there's two comments. Let me read them.
Okay.
This sage says people should do their best to assimilate when they move to a different country. Thank you. They
Yeah.
should also help their children to build self-confidence so that in adversity they will stay strong. The
Mm-hmm.
children should invest as much time as possible in education so when they grow up, they will have something solid to fall back on. Yes. In this system, like your certificate is your certificate, you can move around with it. Yes,
Right.
thank you very much. When we don't assimilate, you're always in that little enclave of the envy, the backbiting, the competition. So what is your child learning? Say,
Mm,
you are people who are not so well to do. I don't know by what standards, but let me give the example. That child is well dressed, that child is not well dressed, then they start to look down on each other. No, 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 no. You won't find me in those places. Ajua says another is that why do most wives get blamed for every negative thing that happens in their marital
mm.
homes, but the mother-in-laws get credit for raising handsome sons, spoiled sons, immature sons, irresponsible sons, selfish sons, undisciplined sons? I don't know. It seems like in our environment, everything depends on the women, but
Yeah.
that is a very it's too burdensome. That's all
Yeah.
that I'm saying. Hello, Miss Eunice. Nice to
Hello.
have you on. Hope you are doing well. Ajua says, perfectly said, my knowledgeable sister Sage Williams. If you know who you are, you teach your kids something because you need to be concerned about their future. There, she's also said it. We should teach our children to be
Mm.
very confident
Oh,
in
yeah.
themselves.
Very
Yeah,
true.
don't put up with,
Hmm.
listen to this every time, Nana. So every time she's let me put it this way. Maybe, and I shouldn't even have to say it. We make assumptions about people,
Mm-hmm.
maybe because she's quiet and she's not running around bragging or what have you. So every time, then people at work, they are writing notes and then they'll put LPN. And she'll come and she'll be telling us, then her sister and her, but don't they know you're an RN? Not to say that LPN is not whatever, but why do you assume that
But
because Obibinin, then I'm
if
there?
you're
What is that?
LPN,
And I said, set them straight. So I think she has,
yeah.
like, what is that? You know, they make assumptions. So
Mm-hmm.
the assumptions are already there. So you don't need to feed into it. Teach your child that,
Right.
hey, you know what? Ajua says children mimic what they observe from the adults around
Oh,
them.
yeah. Yes.
If you are, it's like even they haven't said it. That's not where I'm coming from. Obi Beka say be mommy way. Why is it every time she's sitting around talking this, that, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that? Do you know the impact you're making on your family?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not, I'm sorry, but if all I was raised for was to come and cook, clean, and do whatever, then that is sad indeed.
Hmm.
But that's what the African man or the Ghanaians believe. And there's women who feed into that. And
Yeah.
we're talking about how do you develop yourself as a as a parent. So if you have nothing to offer your child will come out with nothing and they'll be at the lower ranks of the society. That's why we're having these conversations, you know. You need to also like be progressive, you know. Stop complaining, you know, negative thoughts. Focus on positive things. Have a
Hmm.
plan. Like I said at the beginning, have a plan. There's this lady, what's her name? I was reading an article that she had written. Celeste Chua, she's founder of Personal Excellence. Oh my gosh, she had 42 of them. Practical ways to start working on self improvement, you know. And she also talked about reading. Leaders read every day. Leaders are readers. You
Yeah.
have to read. You have to read. People read, you know. She talked about learn a new language. I was laughing about that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said even overcome your fears, right? Sometimes you have to look at your fears because it can
Mm-hmm.
teach you something. Maybe like, you know, you have fear of public speaking, fear of risk. That's when you have to do it. Like I've always said, if you're afraid,
Yeah.
stand in the mirror and say some 2 or 3 sentences to yourself. Practice it every day,
Yeah.
you know. It's like you have to go to some of these places. I mean, I know everything is online these days, but sometimes you have to walk in person. You go to
Yeah.
the doctor's office, you have to say your name. They'll ask you for your address. What's your postal code? Ni nyinaa no, you know, if you don't know, then you are turning around because obu ha onim the postal code.
Oh God.
Basic stuff. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it talks about leveling up your skills. What is it that you can do? You know, what is it that you can do? What new skills can you learn? There's a lot of resources out there. You just need to find it, you know. Um, oh, the interesting thing that she said, I like this. She said, start your life handbook.
Oh.
It's, yeah, essentials on how you can live your life to the fullest, your purpose, your values, your goals. You know, it's a manual on how to live your best life through consistent self improvement.
Mm.
So I'm like, whoa. Nah, me quite you mama bre me church or day. That's what they'll tell you. But for the sake of your child. And then
Yeah.
another one she said is write a letter to your future self.
Self. Oh yeah.
I'm mentioning all these. I'm giving credit to whoever is being given credit to. After you finish this video, then you go and see that, oh, they blocked the bots on Facebook. I don't know what they are doing. They blocked 1 minute of such and such because you were playing this music. We don't play
Facebook
music
has
anymore.
become something else.
Yeah. You know, people, I even heard one lady talking about it. I think something happened and she said she's just going to start streaming to YouTube. That's all.
YouTube.
It will
Mm.
just be one day to become like that. Maybe we just go because every time we stopped doing playing music about 5 weeks ago or whatever. Every
Just
time there's some
because.
copyright
Yeah.
thing. And then to it says, get out of your comfort zone, try something different. You know, we say it all the time. It seems easy, but you know, put yourself in a situation. Maybe you're somebody that you say, I don't like social situations, this and that. It doesn't matter. Take your child to the park, kids start playing together. You see a parent start a conversation, you
Yeah.
know, something, those little simple things. Um,
Practice.
all that we are saying, for me, I'll say for us as a community, the underlying thing is confidence. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can find those little, even speaking up, it's a problem for people. So then they go, oh, you're talking, oh, you're too known. Because they can't. Eunice said, thank you, Sajua. Yeah. And she said, set big, audacious, hairy goals, goals that are beyond your normal capacity. Like it scares you, but you know, oh, I can do it.
Bit by bit.
Yeah, bit by bit.
Yeah.
And then the most important thing that I thought you wrote, did I say it already? Said, write a letter to your future
Future
self.
self. Yeah.
You know that. This is where you see yourself. So write the letter now and then you start working on it. Maybe you are looking at a point in time 4 or 5 years away. When the 5 years, even next year, even 2 years go, and you go, oh, go back and look at it type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it in
So,
movies where
oh, okay.
people have done that. Yeah, a
Hmm.
letter to their future self, and that it's like what you would have achieved by then and stuff like that. So when you go back and read, you know that whether you've done it or
I
not.
did or I didn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The life handbook, I have a question. What is how did she say we should do that?
She said, let me see. So it's essentials on how you can live your best life. So you write your purpose, your values, and your goals in it.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like I think I don't I'll go back and look at it, but I wrote down exactly how she put it. So you have to, okay, this is your purpose, this is what I want to do. So how are
mm-hmm.
you going to achieve it? You
Right,
write it down. What are your values? Oh, like, integrity, honesty, blah blah blah. I will be honest with myself. I'll
right,
operate in integrity. I don't
right.
associate with people who whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then your goals, you write your goals that I plan to write this book, or I plan to go set up a foundation, whatever
mm,
it is,
okay.
then you you
Yeah.
you kind of put it out in details.
Mm,
But we can't do those things. You see me cry that I'm trying to explain it. We don't take the time. And then too, she talked about doing a journal. Like yesterday, some interesting things happened. I have different notebooks around. I said, oh yeah, it's true. I better go and write it down,
yeah.
because this thing that I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have to get to know yourself intimately as a
Yeah.
as a as a person.
Listen,
Like
yeah.
I did this video, right? And
Mm-hmm.
like I do Pearls of Wisdom with Auntie Yaa'S Bible, and it was about skills and talent. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm saying this based on what I get from Pastor Peace or whatever energy, right? And I said,
Mm,
I'm looking at the video, I'm like, this is different. And I'm saying, yeah, because I'm speaking from a different place. I feel, and
yeah.
that's how I feel. So I said, no, I said, that video is giving me energy. Let me go and watch it again.
Mm,
That's me. Do you get what I mean? You have to do
right.
what makes your soul happy. A
Yeah.
lot of times we're trying to make other people happy, or somebody is
Hmm.
making us miserable and we're going to sit and wallow in it. No, nobody is going to make me miserable. No, no. You are not allowed. My life is my life. I'm living it. Yes. Um,
Yeah.
Sister Adjoa says most before focus on short-term goals with no
Mm-hmm.
strategic planning and never
Mm-hmm.
plan for long-term goals. Certain adult skills they build include for concern, chasing other people's husbands, wives, defaming, insults, constant disrespect, lack of accountability, irresponsibilities, lack of boundaries, and many other negativities. Such a pity. That
That's
is it
true.
right there.
Short
Yeah.
term. Yeah.
Yes. And Miss Eunice says we seriously have to change our mindset and stop blaming others. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then Ajua says, bam, bam, and bam. Virtual hug, and God bless you for stating the obvious. Sister Eunice or Temati Atsu
Atichobe.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
And she says, ever since I started helping families with financial education, I see that our biggest problem is the wrong mindset. And you cry. Come and help me. There you
Oh.
have it. Bam, bam.
Hmm.
Our issues are many, but we think we know it all.
Yeah.
The sad thing is that we are not willing to learn, and we just stand there in the same place. And then when you go and speak on some of these platforms, you write your comments, the responses, how people will tell yourself, oh my gosh, they don't even allow you to have your own opinions. I
Mm,
can't, I can't. Mm-mm. So, yeah,
hmm.
what else? Says learn from people who inspire you.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from negative people. Quit bad habits. Learn from people who inspire you. They don't have to be people you see physically every day. You can go and read
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
You listen to them, you know. You pick nuggets, different. Sometimes even the information is so much that you have to have a book that if you see something or a statement or something that hits you, you write it down for future reference. Because next time you are trying to remember and it won't come.
Yeah, you might forget about it.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. Any other points? Let go of the past. Let
Oh,
go of the past. That is a big one.
mm,
I used to be this. I used to be that. Oh, how come this didn't happen to me? No, no, no. And then too, you can learn, she said you can learn public speaking, communicate better, present yourself and engage. You have to you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't, nobody is going to.
yeah.
But we have a struggle with it because of our background, the culture and the religion. Okrama
Mm.
Hobrasi, like if you are confident, people go, oh, you are too no. Then they try to bring you down.
Oh, come on, Hubasi. I have a story for you for that.
Okay, they try to bring you down. There's
Mm.
just something about you. If you are too confident, people want to just nip you in the bud, always working to bring you down. I don't get that. Yes, tell us your story.
Uh-huh. This one is the school system one.
Hmm.
And it's funny because Kama Hubrasie thing, there's a parent who whenever they go to ask, not go to ask, the parent teacher thing that you go to, so they tell you how your kid is doing academically.
Hmm.
And there's this white teacher who said that every time that woman comes, what she's worried about is that, is my kid a good kid? Does he listen? Like, is he respectful? That's it. That's all he wants to know. She wants to know. So the so the white lady was telling a black teacher, and she found it strange that she wouldn't ask about the academics, but
Academics,
it's
yeah.
mainly, yeah, Obuadiana. Yeah, so that's it right there for you.
So yeah, if the child is not doing well, you are not concerned about to
No.
discuss, but this,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, is your child a saint? Like, I mean, what I'm saying is that is your child a saint to put this pressure? And that is all that you go to the teacher to ask. The teacher doesn't care. She has, I'm sorry to say, how many other brats does she have in the class with her? It should be about their, you know, developing their others in intellectual capacities, not only the social whatever, that she respect, that she listen. So if the child doesn't, then you're going to go back home and spank her or what? Sister Adjoa says increase the volume, Sister Eunice. It's like burn fries or rotten yellow plantain. The programming is a must. Chai. We've been talking about how to develop yourself as a parent. And when we started, yeah, I have made mention that we might fall into three categories. Some people who might be illiterate, semi-illiterate, or literates. And so in terms of placement, and I at the time I told her that yeah, it's interesting. It's good she put it in that, because I hadn't thought about it, because we're talking about people who've moved, transplanted ourselves from one environment to another. So depending how you came in and looking at the system in which you live, how best have you been able to navigate that system to your advantage, to grow yourself, to better yourself? Those are some of the things that we've been discussing. Like, do you know what your needs are? Do you know where to go when you need something? Or are you going by hearsay and what people are telling you because they run into obstacles and problems? Then, oh, you can't do that. This is how it's always been done. Are you somebody who's adventurous, like has a keen interest? Like, how do I even put it? You don't take no for an answer. You're a go-getter. Wherever the information is, you dig and find it and use it to better your life. So we've talked about any number of things, like, reading is part of it. learning the language. A lot of people may be living in a place where a different language is spoken. And even for those of us in English speaking countries, yeah, we've come from Ghana. Ghana is the official language, but not everybody has a command of the language per se. But how are you dealing with it in the new environment in which way you are? And a lot, as Ya explained, that sometimes when you speak a certain way, people think, oh, she's trying to do a prophecy and this and that. But then I mentioned too that you get bullied. I'm using bullied lightly, loosely. You get bullied if you don't are not able to express yourself properly, because how do you put your needs across what you're trying to get from the other party? And so these are brofu people, they'll start showing you disrespect or not, oh, pardon me, and doing all kinds of things. And because we are because we are lacking in self-confidence, we don't want to go into these places, we don't want to push, we give up. And so I remember years, this was years ago, I went to Ghana and I was coming back. So this lady, well, those were the days. I don't know if it still happens. You have to walk across the tarmac to get into the plane. Now, I saw this lady and standing there with Minuano Moma by. So I looked at her. As soon as we got to Holland, and then they were asking us questions. Then she poked me and she says, "Oh, what did they say?" And I go, "Oh, okay. The lang cry is a problem." So I
Mm-hmm.
asked myself, if there's something that you are lacking or you don't have, doesn't anything push you to go find that thing and get it? Because I'm like, to myself, I say to myself, oh my gosh, I'm glad that my parents invested in me, took me to school, because to come to this environment and all that we face here, if you couldn't even express yourself, then what would you do?
Mm.
It's horrible. It's horrible because, and so obviously, too, if you are in that environment, as Ya was saying, I forget the comment now, I said it, I forget what, but if you are not making that effort, when she was talking about don't use the racism thing.
Mm.
So for you, not putting effort, you know that you can. You haven't even thought it. It hasn't even struck you that you can find an app and practice or go to the library and get basic books and read. Then you say that, oh, somebody is being racist against you.
Yeah.
Where lies your responsibility? So
Yeah.
everything is not the R word. No.
Mm.
For me, I always even want to say, when you think I can't do something, that's when I'll tell you that I can do it and then some. So you will know. And you go,
Yes.
oh, Obibinibe. And I'll say, yeah, what did you think? So unfortunately, no, for a lot of our baby food, too known is killing us.
Aye.
Ajwa says, some cases, you won't go there.
Hey.
And
Hmm.
some not also. Yeah, I was
Mm.
kind of giving a quick summary of what we have been talking about. Is there anything else that
Mm.
the changing your mindset was a big one? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole
Find
lot
out
of
what
things
is
we need to
blocking you
think.
from being progressive and deal with it.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Communication, how you communicate. I think that's a whole new big project.
Yeah, communication is
Mhm.
a big topic.
Yeah. So basically, there is
I thought
there's
we'll
a
go for
Mhm.
the second commercial break.
Yeah, that's true. I was
Right.
trying to get to. Okay, let me go to comments. Mhm. All right, we'll go to the second commercial. So yes, here are my books, Reflection for a Thirsty Soul. You can find it on Freezing Press, Amazon, Google Books, and iTunes. It's an inspirational and motivational book full of nuggets. Read it and you'll be empowered. It's, I don't know what to say. It's just a good book to read. The Beauty of a Woman's Heart.
Mm.
What shall I say about it? It's full of nuggets. You know, a lot of women, we are living and dealing with guilt
Mm.
because of the comment that Sister Ajua put up earlier about why is it that everything is up to the woman. You know, so it's, I call it the script. And I was asked about this week. One lady on Clubhouse said to me, Auntie, yeah, it seems like only your culture never career. But my thing
Hmm.
is, don't you see what I see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no quarantine dear yeah back open. We have to say it as it is. For me, it bothers me because I don't understand how somebody should think that I'm a woman. So because I'm a woman, my only value is working hard, being a workhorse, kiki kiki kiki. But I can't do anything for myself, as in developing myself, developing my brain. If I stand in the kitchen and cook all day, that's what shows that, oh yeah, I'm great. Oh
Hmm.
geez. You know, you hear some men talk, oh, as for my wife, she can cook pie. Is that all she has to recommend her? Cooking is good. We all like good food. But I'm sorry, like I say, I don't, that is not my um that's not my business card. Mhm. So if you're looking for motivation, and a lot of people, we don't know who we are, these scripts have been given to us, and it's so ingrained in us that we turn on other women who are doing other things, make them feel guilty, make them feel bad. I always say that when you see these things happen in our community and it's about a woman, it's usually another woman you see sitting with a man condemning her. How about women learn to stand for each other? We hear things like, oh, our grandmothers did it, our mothers did it, so we should do the same. No, there's a different breed of women who don't want to do things like that. And it's not because they are too known, it's just because they are walking in the purpose in which God brought them on this earth, that they are valuable.
Yeah.
Their life has meaning, and they are not just a token to a man or a chattel or an object. So read this book and you'll be encouraged. The third one is Refreshing for My Weary Soul. It's a devotional. I take verses from the Bible and speak about them. And there's a portion in there called Practical Nyamisem about our brand of Christianity. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
fascinates me no end how we can read scriptures and do some of the things that we do. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but that's my take on it. So it's in the book. You can get The Beauty of a Woman's Heart and Refresher for My Real Soul on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. Now, the fourth book on it, yes, it's a guide to taking responsibility and accountability for your own life journey. It's currently on um, Amazon, the ebook and the paperback. Get your copy. And also, I will say this. I can never read what I have on the screen, so let me go here. Auntie
Hmm.
Yaa'S Own It Academy. So, Own It Life Coaching. Do you need help getting clarity in your life? Are you willing to take responsibility and accountability for your own life journey? Are you invested in owning your story? Send me a message in Messenger or email mamedogo@yahoo.ca, Mamedogo. As well, there's book coaching publishing. What is your story? There's a story waiting to be told, and it is yours. Someone out there needs to hear your story. Your voice is your power. It is time to own your power and your story. I will help you publish and share your inspiring story with the world. Women empowerment and motivation. Dear woman, do you know who you are? What script are you living by? Is it yours? How would you like to rediscover yourself and work at becoming the best version of yourself? How invested are you to do this work? Call me, let's chat. Send me a message in Messenger or email. Thank you kindly. So, those are the commercials for the day. Let's see. There's some comments. Eunice says, unfortunately, no, for a lot of our baby food, too known is killing us. So I read that already.
Mm.
Very educative program. God bless you, ladies. Thank you.
Okay.
And Sister Joy says many people do not want to hear or know the truth because they'll need to work on themselves. So then they attack you for speaking the truth. Yes.
Mm.
Oh, Miss, what are the prices for the Own It Academy? Miss Sage, I'll back channel them to you. Okay. So there we have it. Yes. Yeah, do you have anything else to add or to start to
No,
summarize and wrap up?
mm, I don't think nothing new to add.
Hmm.
Yeah, but so I will start the summary.
Okay,
Or
sure.
okay. Yeah, so today we've been talking about development of the adults or the parents, whichever one you fall under,
Hmm.
because not everybody wants to have a child. Let's put that out there.
Hmm.
So if somebody doesn't have a child, doesn't mean they are barren. That's
Yes.
thing
It's a
too. So
choice, a
the
decision.
adults, yeah, it is a choice to have a child or not. Anyway, so yeah, I think the first thing is to know yourself, because the journal thing that Auntie Yaa'S said, it's very true, because sometimes if I write things and I go back on it, I don't remember I wrote those things. Yeah, so if you are able to write, I think you should, it is a good
Hmm.
thing to practice. Um the language thing is a huge thing,
Hmm.
because it will, if you're living in a country that you can't speak the language, there's no way you can develop, like there's no way you can move forward. You would always be at the bottom. And um Ajwa said that children mimic what they see.
Hmm.
So your children will be seeing um a parent who's not really pushing, or who doesn't even get involved in their schoolwork. Like, if you don't understand the language, how do you even, check them or see if they're doing their work well? Or, I mean, you don't really have to know everything they're doing, because now they learn things differently. But
Hmm.
at least if you have the basics, sometimes you can apply common sense, guide them. Sometimes it's just the thought process. So we need to develop ourselves, and it's important because you can't teach what you don't know. And
Hmm.
it's just like in the plane, you have to put on your mask first before you
Yeah.
put on your child's mask. It's the same thing that applies in real life. You have to develop yourself first. And then you can guide your children, even though they speak their language, you're still the parents. And God said, train the child the way they should go. If the children didn't need any training, if you could just give birth and then they go,
Hmm.
God wouldn't have said train up the child the way they should go. We only limit it to maybe teaching the child the Bible things, and but that's not it. You're supposed to guide them so that when they go, they have a solid foundation to take care of themselves. It's not only the day to day things, bathing and stuff, but it's mindset. Whatever we're doing, we are also building their mindset by them seeing what we do. And we should watch what we put in our minds, because that's what generates the whole mindset thing. If you're always listening to negative things and being amongst negativity, it will affect you, because the mind is a tricky thing. Yeah. It's like a computer. Whatever you put in, it will show on the outward, and you will start acting a certain way that you might not even recognize yourself. So let's
Hmm.
not. Yeah, so for me, if you're my friend and my values clash with you, sooner or
Hmm.
later I withdraw, because I can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because you either influence or you get influenced. You're not Superman or a god. You can be influenced by people around you. So
Exactly.
let's watch that. And um I mean, if you have a goal of working on yourself, then yeah, I think it becomes your way of life, and then
Hmm.
it seeps down to your children. I guess that'll be it for me.
Okay, thank you. So, as Ya said, we've been talking about how to develop yourself as a parent, as an adult. You are a human being. You came on this earth for a purpose. Maybe you don't know it or you haven't realized it. The one thing that I know from in our community is that we take a lot of things for granted. I was one of them. You know, growing up, your parents did everything. Penny Four said this, that's what you had to do, this and that. Transplant yourself, you come into a new environment, you don't know your left or your right, and then you
Mm,
have to figure it out.
yeah.
How do you figure it out? You need to be invested enough to become the best person that you can be. And you can't do that in a vacuum. Your mind, I always say that your mind is your most valuable asset and you don't have to let
Yeah.
it go to waste.
Yeah.
But sadly, a lot of mind resources are going to waste because we don't take charge of ourselves. We think that somebody outside of ourselves is coming to do everything for us. And for a lot of us, oh, it is God. Nyame beye every day,
Mm,
nyame beye, nyame beye. But you know, you're expected to, what do you call it? Help yourself. You're expected to help yourself. Then God will send you the helpers. You pray for helpers, but be helping yourself. So the way our outlook on life, you know, you go home right now, people there take things for granted. They think, oh, you are from Abotri, so you have to give them everything. And the attitude is lackadaisical, laissez-faire. They don't care about
yeah.
anything. But you can't have that attitude here. If you are going to be like this, like that, come, you know, basa basa, you go to work on whenever you want to go, you pretty soon you'll get fired. So the
Mm-hmm.
attitude change, the mindset change, it all has to happen. And the language is very
Mm,
important, as we said, in the environments in which you have come, because you need to, you know, in this system, everything that there's a structure. Even at work, they give you performance appraisal. So if you are somebody who's not showing initiative, you are not doing this, they'll tell you,
yeah.
yeah. So you need to know who you are. A lot of us are being directed by outer forces. We don't know who we are. That's why I mentioned the book, Alan Cohen's book.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the title can't even stay in my head long enough, but I'm reading it. You know, it's you have to know who you are. You just have to. It's what
Dare
what
to be
what.
yourself.
Yeah, like you have to be honest with yourself
Yeah.
and push yourself in life. Yeah, dare to be yourself. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are not themselves because they are following scripts from friends, family, culture, what have you. And
Mm,
when you dare to be different, people want to rope you in and put you in a box to be what they want you to be. And if you don't have the tenacity or
mm,
the, you know, the push, the oomph to just push those away and forge your own path, you'll be stuck for life. As we speak, time is ticking. Yeah. I
mm,
always say this, we came here at 9:30. It's almost 11:10. 9:30 on August 6th is never coming back. You'll get another one next year, August 6th,
mm,
2023. Time is ticking, and we are sitting here trying to please people instead of getting a hold of ourselves. I said, do your inner work. The decisions that you make affects everything around you, especially your kids. If you don't value your kids
mm.
and they are not your priority, and somebody back home is your priority, I'm sorry. In your old age, your children will not even come near you, and you go, what happened? What did I do? What's going on?
Mm.
Put value on yourself, change your mindset, learn the language of the environment in which you are so you can navigate the system for your children and help them, because it's not the teachers alone. The teacher is not the main, your child is not the main responsibility of the teacher. It starts from home. What are
Yes.
you teaching your child before they go into the school system? When they are in the system, how are you helping them at home? If you don't know what they are doing, how can you lead or guide them? You as a person, like, do you know what resources you need to make you a better person? There's a lot of free resources. Everything is on Google,
Yeah.
YouTube. There's a lot of learning. These days, when we say schooling or educating yourself, it is not
It's a click
sitting.
away.
It's a click away. Thank you. It's not sitting in school for 6 years, 5 years. You just have to go Google it and it'll come up and you
Yeah,
can talk about it. It's like me. I did a search. Oh, I said, oh yeah, coaching groups on Facebook. They're a dime a dozen. I joined a few. So I look through and I'm learning stuff, right?
right.
Education comes in many forms. You just have to be willing. Let me read some of these comments. Adjoa says some parents are doing their children disservice when they do not nurture them, teach them valuable morals, emotional resilience, restraint, self control, self confidence, compassion, humility, self respect, responsibilities, effective communication, honesty. Thank you. What Adjoa is saying is so important. You've heard me make this comment many times. I have a 25-year-old, my last born. This is how I know her. You'll see her sometimes she'll be grumpy or this or that. Every time without fail, later on she'll come back and apologize. Like this week, one time I woke up, sorry for being grumpy yesterday. You could say I'm an adult, I don't care, but they know. They
Yeah.
know. So yeah. And Adjoa says, true talk, Pine. Well done, both of you, of the educative insights. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eunice says, pardon me to say, for some people, building a mansion in Ghana is their priority. Yeah, we know them. Thank you. When they don't even know whether their children will go live in those mansions.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Some parents get angry at their firstborns not helping at the house, like they made the decision for them to have their children. This is the thing,
Ah,
like leave them alone. Leave them alone. They have to have a life. They also have to enjoy their lives. So as I was saying, you're as a human being, you have to be proud of yourself. But if you are not setting goals and you seem to be led by every wind and everything that is going on, you'd after a while you start to feel it that you are not happy, you are unfulfilled in life. All these conversations we're having is started from how to support your child in the diaspora.
mm-hmm.
And so this is where we've come. We've talked about many things, but we thought you, the adult, if you don't know your left or your right, you're not going to be any use to your child.
Yeah.
And some of you, your children are leading you on a merry dance. They know the system more than you, so they are dancing in circles around you, and you have no control. You've lost your power as a parent. You can't tell them diddly squat
Mm.
because of your ignorance,
Yeah.
sadly. So, you know what? I'll tell you this, they are a different generation. They know a whole lot more than we do, but by golly, keep up.
Yeah.
Will keep you on your toes. But you know what? You are the parent. You have to set structures for them. They can't boss you around. You
Yeah.
can't boss them around either. There's conciliatory, you are the parent, but you don't need to be ruling them with an iron fist.
No.
That is not what we're talking about. You're just trying to guide them on the path to a better future. And you need to be invested in it. If you are not, I'm sorry. You will cry one day. Sadly, that is the honest to God truth. Even if you have a child or don't have a child, you are in a new environment. There's a lot of resources at your fingertips. As Yaa'S said, they're just a click away. So do yourself a favor and start educating yourself. It is so important. Yeah. I mean, if I'm reading a book, what is it taken away from me? Brain cells? No, I'm just enjoying it, learning something.
Yeah.
Even what I shared about this book, I didn't think I had enough in my to share it, but I read
That's
it, so
it.
I was able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we learn. So, you know, so we'll leave it right there. Unless if somebody wants to call, otherwise we will wrap up and call it a day and be. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we are away for the next 2 weeks.
Mm.
We are away on August 6th and 13th. So Auntie Yaa'S is on vacation again. So
Oh, 13th and 20th.
yeah, 13th and 20th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be back on the 27th. Like I'll
She's
be
going to chill.
chilling distance. One chill, yes.
Yes.
The
Very
Becca's.
important. Mm.
So I was trying to find the number and I can't find it. But I'm sure that I don't think that anybody is going to call in today, so we can safely. He said, "Take
Take
me,
me.
come, come."
Mhm.
Okay, so I guess we'll wrap it up for today.
Mm.
We thank you all for joining us. Those who joined us on Auntie Yaa'S book corner and on my wall and the other pages. Thank you all so much. We thank you for your support. Remember, when we have these programs, give us stars. I never talk about it. I always forget.
Yeah.
Enjoy, my dear. Uh,
Yeah.
she's not the one chilling. I'm
Life
going to
is too
chill.
precious to waste. Me, my chilling was last weekend.
She chilled. Oh yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. We went for the
Okay.
Caribana.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow. That's what
Mhm.
Adra was trying to get to by herself.
Oh, she
Yeah,
wanted to come?
yeah. And we said, hey, you know what? It's like, hey, maybe I should have talked to you and sent her to Windsor, and then you could have
Yeah.
gone with her. Because it was
We
crazy
could
that the
have gone with
airports.
her.
Yeah, the airports.
Oh, the
Yeah,
airports nowadays, you're never assured of your flight even.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. People stay
yeah.
there for 2 days and over.
Yeah, and then suitcases get lost for a whole lot, a long, long time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Tim.
yes, take care of yourselves, okay? And we'll see you on August the 27th. But be
Yeah.
watching this page. The usual videos will also be coming out. So leave us your comments. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of the summer and all. Bye.
Yeah.
Love you.
Bye.
See
Bye
you all
bye.
later on Ajuodo's page. Those who will be coming
Oh
there.
yeah.
3 p.m.
Bye.
Eastern. Thank you. Chilling.
Mm, sir.
Okay, bye guys. All the